Hi, family. This is Dr. Mo with Moya Body Care and Colon Hydrotherapy, and I am your favorite colon hydrotherapist that practices the sacred art of colon hydrotherapy, herbs, and natural living. This video is to discuss how I became a colon therapist and why. I've been a colon therapist for over 18 years. I gave birth to both my first and only son, or only child I've ever given birth to, and my business at the same time. I believe if I remember correctly, I gave birth to my son, and then like 3 days later, Moya Body Care was born, literally. Um, at that time, I was dating a man from New York, his father, and I want to say, honestly, I knew I was going to be a single parent. Let me just put that out there. I knew I was going to be a single parent. I knew that this was not going to be a forever situation. But we go through the motions and you play like, oh yeah, no, we're going to get married. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. None of that happened. And I was honest with myself because in the moment I knew this wasn't going to be what it needed to be. And I knew that I had to find a way to support myself. I knew that. I knew that because I knew that I wasn't going to be, I knew that I could not look outside of myself for support, is what I'm trying to say. And so at that time, I was working with the city of LA and had a lovely job, was making a shit ton of money. And even some of my coworkers that I used to work with way back then, they're my clients now, which is really cool. And I knew that I did not want to be a city employee all my life. Number one, I have issues with asking if I can take off for vacation. I already have issues with that. So very early on in my career, I knew that I was going to be an entrepreneur, or that I needed to be an entrepreneur in some type of way, shape, or fashion. And at that time, when I was working for the city, I was in my early 20s. Speeded up to the time when I became pregnant, I was 28. So I was with the city for almost I think I was a couple of months shy of 10 years working for the city of LA when I walked away. Now, at that time, everybody was like, oh my God, why would you walk away from 10 years of working with the city of LA? And we trying to get to where you are, doop, all that crazy nonsense that we are fed, that a 9 to 5 is going to be your blanket for safety. I never believed that. I never believed that. Even to this day, I still don't believe it. So when I realized I was pregnant, I said to myself, okay, I need to start looking at entrepreneurial ways. What do I love? What am I doing? And at that time, I was already a certified massage therapist. I had a thriving part-time, well, technically full-time practice after I was working from the city. So I was making a shit ton of money. Like literally, when I think about it, I was making a lot of money back then. I didn't have any children. I had my own place. I had my own car. I got a city check. And then I'm also making a shit ton of money as an independent massage therapist that comes to you, making a shit ton of money. And so I said, well, I'll just continue my massage business because I already have it. It's already there. And so technically, Moya Body Care started out, hence the reason why it says body care, was because I am a massage therapist. That's how it all came to be into body care. And I had body care products, et cetera, et cetera. And the more and more I'm progressing into my pregnancy, I'm realizing that I don't want to do massage like this. It was a lot. It became a lot. So there was one morning, my son's father and I had gotten to a really intense argument. I was about 3 or 4 months pregnant. I was still early. I think it was about 3 months pregnant. And I had a colonic appointment with my colon therapist in LA at that time, right? So I wasn't a practitioner when I was pregnant, but before I gave birth, I became a practitioner. I'm going to tell you about that in a second. So him and I had argued, and at that time I drove a big truck. Well, it wasn't a big truck, it was a truck. And it was a Ford truck. And I was headed to my appointment with my colon therapist. And I'm pregnant at that time. And I remember I'm on the freeway and I'm going on an on-ramp. And this particular on-ramp was very, very, very high up, right? And so I'm going on the on-ramp and I'm in the left lane, not the right lane. So 2 lanes are going to go up and then curve over. Well, I never turned my wheel. So the car is still going straight, even though we should be turning. I was getting ready to end it all for a split second. I was just getting ready just to go over and just happy ending, make it happen for a split second. I know. The only reason why I didn't is because all the cars were bumping their horns. And I was like, oh shit. And I turned and I almost went over that way. And then the cars were bumping and I kind of like, leveled out. And in that second, everything shifted. Everything shifted. I pulled all of my power back within that split fucking second. And I told myself, I don't know what type of energy that was. I have never had suicidal thoughts. I have never wanted to end my life. What the fuck was that? And I was like, oh no. And I got immediately angry. I didn't get scared. I got angry because something had pulled me out of my peace. I was like, what the fuck is this? And I just got so angry. I just started crying, right? So I get to my appointment and my colon therapist saw me and she was just like, are you okay? I had cried so much, my shirt was wet. It was completely soaked. And I just said, mm-mm. And she said, do you still want your colonic? And then my eyes are closed. And I'm like, mm-hmm. She's like, okay, well, go ahead and back into the room. And she had a little bell. She's like, when you're ready, just press the bell and I'll come in. And so I pressed the bell and she came in and I wasn't crying at the time, but I was like this on the table. And I was wrestling with everything that just happened and what I'm going to do. I'm pregnant and it was just like all of this, right? And so she gently rolls me over onto my left side. And I remember I was like this and I was so knotted up. When she put the speculum into my rectum, it was like she pushed air up and out of my spine, like pushed whatever that yucky-isness was. And I just started crying. When I tell you, it was that type of cry where your snot and everything is mixing together and you don't know what's coming out of what. It was one of them type of cries. That cry felt like it went on for 5 days. It was probably 2 minutes, but that was the depth of my cry. My practitioner never stopped me. She never tried to hold me down or stop me or anything like that. Now the colonic is still going. Once I was able to open my eyes and move through the water and I can physically see what was happening, there was a picture that she had hanging in front of me and it was water and dolphins or something like that. And I just said out loud to her, I said, I want to do what you do. How did you get here? And so she just got real quiet and she was like, what? She was like, Mo, you just went from full-on breakdown to clarity in your voice. You're no longer crying and you're asking me how do I get here? She's like, are you okay? I said, I've never been clearer. I literally snapped back out of it. Excuse me. After the session was done, I felt like I had been reborn. Mind you, I'm pregnant at that time too. So I go and I sit in my truck and I'm just searching for colon therapy training. It didn't matter where, if it was in Jupiter, I was going to the training, right? So I'm looking for the training and I found a place, and the place was in Vegas, and the school is still there that I signed up for my first colon therapy training. They're in Vegas. They are still there. And I'm still friends with them. Still friends with the new owner now. It's a new owner. And I called. A wonderful lady answered the phone, and she was very gentle and easy with me. And so she told me the dollar amount of the course and that there's a $500 deposit, and we can go ahead and do that now, Mo. Would you like to move forward? Now, remember, I had an argument with my son's father. The reason why we had an argument was because I found out that he had abused my credit cards and was maxed out, and I owed a shit ton of money. So I knew I didn't have any money in my account because he had drained it. I didn't have any credit cards. I didn't have anything. So I'm sitting in the car, and I swear to you, I remember closing my eyes, and I said, Spirit, help me. I'm listening. I pulled that credit card out, and I knew that credit card was zero because in my purse, I have the statement that says all of the transactions that he used them for. I'm not even going to tell you what he used it for. That was even more alarming. And I was just like, wow, here we are. So I took the credit card out, and I said to myself, not if, I said, when this goes through, you have me for life. I will stay committed to you in colon therapy for life. Whatever this assignment is, I will stay with you for life. I gave the woman the credit card number. It went through. When I tell you, I hung that phone up so quick because I didn't want her telling me that, oh, I made a mistake. No, player. You can't take it back. Once you say it and it's gold. I hung up the phone so fast and I just started crying for so many reasons. Crying because I'm free. I have a way out. Crying because Spirit, God, Buddha, Allah, my ancestors heard me. Crying because I'm not stuck. Crying because I have a way. Crying because I can take care of my baby without this individual being up under his, I don't have to do that. I'm free. Wow. I forgot how that felt. And wow. This year, my son is 18. Actually, he'll be 19 this year. And I have not looked back. My business has been here for 19 plus years, and I have not looked back. That's how I got to this point. I am Dr. Mo with Moya Body Care and Colon Hydrotherapy. And it has been an honor to share my story with you. Until then, be blessed.